who was a very, very violent man. So I'm just telling you these stories because I know no other way to kind of quickly get to the heart of this. In the gathering we had, which was in Mexico, we also had a project I've been very close to. We made one exception, one of our criteria for bringing this group together, where everybody had been at it for 15 to 20 years. The Global Sustainable Food Lab has only been at it for about 9 years. But, and Adam, where does Adam go? He's in here somewhere? Yeah. Adam Kahane was very instrumental with a few other people in getting established. I've stayed very closely involved. It now involves about 60 or 70 organizations, including many of the largest food companies in the world and the largest NGOs in the world, working together on how we make a truly sustainable system of agriculture and food production the mainstream. Not just little organics here and not just buying some food from a local farmer here and there. What would it take for that to become the mainstream? So here is a group from business, and a remarkable group. And it's given rise to similar collaborations around the world. Today, many things have happened which I would have considered completely impossible. This group was originally, this network was originally established by Oxfam and Unilever. Very, very unlikely bedfellows. Today, 10 years later, after an initial project, Oxfam and Unilever did a little pilot project. We managed to get them together around 1999. So 10 years later, they now have a board-to-board strategic agreement to collaborate between these two organizations. Unilever, one of the biggest multinational food companies in the world, with all the problems that brings along with it. A lot of Americans don't necessarily know Unilever, but you know their brands. You know Lipton Tea, you know Bird's Eye, you know Ben & Jerry's. They sell more ice cream than any other company in North America, so you know their brands. And Oxfam, one of the most respected, well-known social justice NGOs in the world, particularly in Europe, extremely, extremely effective in their campaigning around poverty. The whole fair trade movement really got its lift from Oxfam. Have now a board-to-board strategic agreement to collaborate to demonstrate the viability of smallholder models in global agriculture. Could you actually have global food change? Because while on the one hand, local food is great, on the other hand, it's a fantasy to think we're going to all go back to having all our food come from 50 miles from where we live. Now, this is not Tuscany. Okay? It would be nice if it was Tuscany, but it's not Tuscany. Moreover, the economies of many countries are now very dependent in the developing world on export markets for their agriculture. So for all kinds of reasons, it's silly to think that the future is only local food. Probably there should be a lot more and could be a lot more local food, but there's also going to be global food. But how could you have global food chains that do not drive farmers into poverty, which they do today around the world, but actually are based on networks of small farmers who can actually be successful in innovating to the standards of global multinational businesses? That is a board-to-board agreement to collaborate between two of the most influential organizations in the food industry, in the business side, in the NGO side. It would have been unthinkable, really unthinkable, 5 years ago. No one would have thought to do anything like that. Unilever recently announced on their website the intention to source all inputs to all products sustainably by 2020. Unilever does not have a history of being a particularly innovative company. It's changed totally in the last 10 years. In large part because of their partnership with Oxfam, in large part because of efforts of people like Adam to get people actually working together doing this.